30 seconds and counting.
I really love blush. What do we think? And I told myself out loud, I forgive myself. Hey koala subbies. It was a really hard time, and you know, now in retrospect, I can speak about it as a learning lesson. Eventually you're gonna sneeze. Honesty is the best policy. Get ready with me as we explore the subject. My beautiful subscribers and those that aren't subscribed yet, subscribe. It's Marta Monday. For this Marta Mondays, I'm gonna be doing a little chit chat. Get ready with me. Hey KoalaMarta subbies, I'm fresh-faced. I'm trying something different. So for this Marta Mondays, I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me. I'm gonna try to make this video not too long. I just wanna get ready with you guys and talk about today's subject. I'm getting ready for a FaceTime with someone I love, so I wanna look cute. I put on hyaluronic acid. You already know, your best moisturizing friend. So I will do my best to be quick as far as describing the makeup products and things. I know some of you guys are probably interested, especially all my ladies. I ran out of my favorite foundation, which is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. However, I have found that this Wet n Wild is amazing, and it's super cheap. It's photo focus and it's dewy, and honestly for the price point it's like $4. I just want to look cute. Today's subject is pretty serious. It's about forgiveness, most importantly forgiving yourself. I think that a lot of us know that forgiveness is important as far as forgiving other people. Forgiveness is good not only to forgive others, but also to give ourselves peace. But the thing that a lot of people forget is that self-forgiveness is also a thing. A lot of us carry burdens and have things that we need to forgive ourselves for. And I think this is a pretty hard subject to really think about. I would say forgiving yourself is even more important than forgiving others, because forgiving others gives you peace of mind, but forgiving yourself allows you to move forward with your life. And I think that maybe not everyone has to forgive themselves. Maybe they haven't reached that point in life where they've made a mistake that they need to forgive themselves for. But when you reach that moment and you realize that there maybe is something to forgive yourself for, okay, so now that I'm all caked up, I'm gonna wait for this foundation to dry so that I can go and do my bronzer. But you can see already balanced and made my skin tone. I mean, obviously you still see my skin problems, but whatever. It's just about enhancing what you got. I have this bald spot in my eyebrow because I got scissors in order to trim my eyebrows, and lo and behold, I went a little harder than I thought, so now I have to conceal it. I'm using butter bronzer to get bronzed up, I have other bronzers I use. Whatever, it's not about the makeup. Hoola Benefit. I use like 3 different bronzers, so whatever. I'm gonna share a story with you guys about my own self-forgiveness and how I got there and the mistake I made, and also 4 tips that I have for you that maybe you can use in order to achieve self-forgiveness. It doesn't take forever, but it's also not an overnight process. Of course, it depends on who you are, but I just want all of us to live our best lives and be your best selves, and that includes self-forgiveness because it allows you to move forward in life. I went to medical school in my hometown of Poland in 2012, and I was really excited. I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life, but when I got accepted, I just accepted it and I went to medical school thinking that that would be the path for me, as my undergrad is in psychology and I wanted to go into psychiatry. Lo and behold, the first year of med school I do great, and then the second year of med school comes and I don't do so great. So I have to repeat this course called biochemistry. So using this mauve tone, past physiology and anatomy. I really like those courses. However, biochemistry was a subject that I got stuck on, and so I had to repeat the second year. As I was doing that year, I once again didn't pass that course, and instead of accepting that and telling my family the truth, I lied and I said that I passed and that everything was great, and I basically lived a lie for a few years of med school because I kept repeating that biochemistry course and I kept lying to my parents that I was passing. I knew from the beginning that it was the wrong thing to do, and I did it just to protect my skin, as they say, to buy myself some time. But I very well knew when I made that decision that it would bite me in the ass. And of course, it later in life did. So when eventually a few years down the road, I was still attempting to pass biochemistry, although to be honest, I wasn't really trying. It's hard to be passionate about something you hate, although I did like other aspects of medical school. So long story short, I ended up not finishing, and the truth came to light and my parents found out. Well, I told them that I was lying this whole time, that I wasn't passing. Of course, my whole family was disappointed. I can speak on it now without crying, but it was the worst time of my life, and it was really hard to speak on it for a few years after it happened. I went and saw a therapist, which my aunt paid for, thank you very much. Gotta love family. I didn't speak to my father for about 6 months, and I'm super close with my parents, so it was a really hard time. And in retrospect, I can speak about it as a learning lesson, but in the moment, it was honestly the worst time of my life. Even though I hurt others, I hurt myself the most by lying and wasting years of my life doing that. When I made that decision, I knew I knew the consequences I would face, and I dealt with it, but it was an awful time in my life, and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. Honesty is the best policy, and because I lived such a life of a liar and deception, I was truly disgusted with myself. It took a lot of time to course correct and fix it, but that mistake has made me a better person. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes, eyelash curler, put on mascara. I don't know why boys always think this is so scary. It's not that scary, it just looks scary. So the first step that I would tell you in order to forgive yourself is to recognize the cost of not forgiving yourself. Think about the metaphor of having a backpack full of bricks. They weigh you down. And at the same token, when you have all this shame and guilt that you're feeling, that's weighing you down. And you have to realize that not forgiving yourself, not giving yourself that opportunity to let go is gonna hold you back. You wanna be able to recognize the gift that letting go of those burdens will give you. Recognize the cost of not forgiving yourself. It's gonna keep you stuck, keep you from evolving to the person that you wanna be. While there was a lesson for you in this mistake, don't let it define you forever. In recognizing the cost of not forgiving yourself, you also recognize you are not holding on to the identity of being that person who made that mistake. Because if you hold on to that identity of that person who did X, you're gonna keep defining yourself by that identity. But what we're trying to do is move forward with our lives. Just like the backpack metaphor, you want to examine the contents of your backpack, which are those feelings of guilt or shame. And, take your time, examine your backpack. Let that backpack be later. So let go of those feelings and move on. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, with time, you'll get there. I also wanted to shout out my friend August, who suggested that I make this a get ready with me due to the heavy subject. I don't even want to say human being because he's the most beautiful creature on this planet. I think more than a human being. August, you're so stunning. I'll link him down below. He has a YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to August. KoalaMarta sent you. When you don't forgive yourself, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay stuck in those patterns. You're going to stay stuck, not moving on with your life. Recognize the cost of unforgiveness. I guess Jeffree Star's canceled? I don't know. I'm still using Setting Spray. Everybody's canceled these days. Watch me get canceled. Guess you can't get canceled if you don't believe in being canceled. Like Kanye. I guess everybody can get canceled. I should shut the fuck up. I've realized how much fun lipstick is lately. This orange red color from Urban Decay is really wonderful. My second step I'm gonna talk about while I apply this lipstick, really smart. The second step to forgiving yourself is to make a plan. It's lovely, huh? Yes, it's very lovely. I'm outside now. I left off on step 2. You want to make sure that you have a plan in place for when you're gonna forgive yourself. So for example, I sat there by the lake and I told myself out loud, I forgive myself, but it just didn't feel right, and it's gonna take some time and some trying before you really feel like it clicks for you. Forgiving yourself, it's not gonna be so easy. You're not gonna sit there and in one moment it's all gonna come together magically. But there will be a moment where one day you'll feel like you've forgiven yourself, and it takes longer for others, a little less time for some. Forgive yourself. Speaking it out loud is gonna do wonders for you, even if you don't believe it yet. Give yourself time and grace, and know that it's not going to be an instant process. Eventually, after all the time and self-reflection, you're going to find that you'll come to a place of peace, and self-forgiveness will be apparent. You deserve to forgive yourself for your own peace of mind. My third tip for helping you reach self-forgiveness: make peace with others and yourself. There's a high chance that you've hurt others, so reach out to those people. Be sincerely apologetic. My fourth and final tip for you: use your mistakes to propel your future and don't dwell in the past. All of us make mistakes, but the point here in life is to learn from those mistakes, pick yourself up back where you fell down. Only use your past mistakes to help propel your future. We talk so much about forgiving others for peace, but also for inner peace. But I think we often forget how important it is to forgive ourselves, look ourselves in the eye, and see that transgressions that we've caused others and ourselves along that way. Self-forgiveness is a beautiful thing. It's grace. I don't know where I would be if I didn't forgive myself for what I've done. I don't want to be afraid to be vulnerable and come on here and share my stories. I hope to never stop learning, and I hope that I was able to provide some insight. Just to sum up real quick, 1, you want to recognize the cost of unforgiveness. 2, make a game plan for forgiving yourself out loud. 3, make peace with yourself and others. 4 is don't dwell in the past and use your mistake to propel your future. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next Marta Mondays. Mwah. I love you guys. Bye, guys. Libra. Self-forgiveness. Shut the fuck up. Eventually, I just gotta keep talking. I'm trying to make this video quick, but here I am, keep talking.